The great work, what is it? Well, I'm going to talk about that today and enlighten everybody as to how they can free themselves from slavery or the bondage that we find ourselves under in our society today. In order to do that, we have to have knowledge. And so I'm going to put up a couple of slides here that I got from a very, very knowledgeable person about this. And I want to thank him, Mark Passio. Mark Passio is a very, very knowledgeable and articulate individual about this subject, and I highly recommend that you watch his whole video on natural law, which I will put a link to in the show notes. But I'm going to use some of his slides here to give a brief introduction on what the great work is. And the great work is, again, it's knowledge. And the role of knowledge, I'm going to read this right off the slide. Since human beings as a species do not already have the things that they say they want, it follows logically that the knowledge of the requirements to obtaining the things that they say they want either must be absent, or if present, that knowledge must be willfully being ignored. As long as this knowledge continues to remain unknown or ignored, the manifestation of the desired conditions will be impossible. Well, what are some of these conditions? Some of these conditions that we desire are freedom, freedom from slavery, freedom from the oppressive government, freedom from being told what our rights are or what our rights are not. Occult knowledge. Now, I want to dispel any fears about this word occult, because occult just means hidden knowledge or held by the few, as is shown here on the pyramid. If you look at the top of the pyramid here, this would be the few, and then down here at the bottom, this would be the masses of mankind that do not have this knowledge, or the ignorance of the masses. The word occult is derived from the Latin adjective occultus, hidden, which comes from the Latin verb occultare, to hide, to conceal, to keep secret. Occult knowledge constitutes both the knowledge of human consciousness and how it operates, and the knowledge of natural law. That term natural law is going to be very important here, because this is part of the great work to inform people about natural law. The unseen universal spiritual laws which govern the consequences of human behavior. Such knowledge is not commonly known because it has been deliberately hidden in order to create and maintain a power differential. And that power differential, I want to add at this point, is what keeps them in control or keeps us enslaved. So this power differential is between those who hold that information and those who are ignorant of it. The knowledge of natural law and its operations constitute the most deeply occulted information on earth, which the powers that be seek to keep hidden from the people of earth at all costs, because its understanding would level the playing field and put an end to the currently entrenched systems of control. Next, I'm going to touch on two terms, nescience and ignorance. Nescience versus ignorance, the context of not knowing. So nescience, from the Latin verb nesciare, to not know, because knowledge was absent or unattainable. Okay, so that means you don't know because the knowledge was not there, or you weren't able to obtain it. Ignorance, from the Latin verb ignore or ignorare, to not know, even though necessary information is present, because that information has been willfully refused or disregarded. So in that sense, ignorance could be called ignore ignorance, ignoring information that is there, that is available to people out there somewhere, but they just they don't know, they don't have the time or the patience to search for it and find out what it is. This is a view of the people that don't have time to search for it. They're sleepers. They're what I call sleepers. They're under a state of mass hypnosis, and they don't have a clue as to what this knowledge is. We're in an enslaved society. The world is like a prison. It is under the grasp, let's say, or the control of those who have the knowledge, again, and use that knowledge to enslave others. The key to freedom and the key to being free from the enslavement of the government entities and the religious entities that like to control people, the key to that is knowing about natural law. Natural law is based on truth, and truth is objective, meaning that it is not based on the perception of human beings, which is capable of wavering. Truth is simply that which is. It is that which has occurred in the past and that which is occurring in the present, that which is. Let's look at a definition of natural law. Natural law definitions. Natural, inherent, having a basis in nature, reality and truth, not made or caused by humankind. That's very important. These laws are not made or caused by humankind. Law, an existing condition which is binding and immutable, cannot be changed. Natural law, working definition, universal, non-man-made, binding and immutable conditions that govern the consequences of behavior. Natural law is a body of universal spiritual laws which act as the governing dynamics of consciousness. So basically that's a short little version here, and I did that in about 7 minutes, of what natural law is. So if you need to go back in this video, rewind it, go back to some of the slides there, then you can review what I have said about natural law. So I'm going to talk about natural law now off the top of my head that I've shown you those slides. And again, those slides are courtesy of Mark Passio and his channel, and I highly recommend that you watch his, I think it's like a 9-hour seminar on natural law, which those videos or those slides are from. I'm going to put links to his, not only his website, but to his videos in the show notes below. I'm using this as an opening to my new YouTube channel called The Great Work, and that's what Mark calls it, the Great Work. And this great work is to inform people about natural law, okay? And just to review a little in my own words, natural law is something that they have hidden from us. Hidden meaning occult. And so we have to delve into the occult. And occult, again, is not a bad thing. It can be used in 2 different ways. It can be used to harm people, this knowledge, or it can be used to free them from slavery. And the thing that the powers to be, the dark occultists, see, there's dark occultists and there's light occultists. So what they're doing is they're using this knowledge, okay, to create that power differential that was shown in the slide there, this power differential. They have power, we don't. They use it to enslave. So the only way that we're going to get out of this mess that we're in with the world situation, the horrific things that are going on, is to know about this natural law, to know about a power that is there, has always been there, always will be there for us, okay? And just to clarify things again, their laws are not natural laws. Their laws are something that they have put into effect, okay? Like the rule of law and the laws of this and the laws of that, and you have this right and you don't have that right, and things are a privilege, not a right. That's all bullshit, okay? It's all bullshit because they try to make it look like, let's say, the right to bear arms, for example. We'll take that because that's a good one. That's one that is close to my heart. The right to bear arms has to do with self-defense, and self-defense is a natural right, and a right under natural law, which they can't tamper with. They can't change as much as they want to. They can say, that they have their own laws, but those laws are irrelevant and always are superseded or made void by natural law. So they can sit there all day long and say that we have this right, or we don't have this right, or we'll give you a permit, okay, to do this. Permits in themselves are also a violation of natural law. So the more you delve into how they have used their hidden knowledge, okay, or this, I shouldn't say their hidden knowledge, I should say the universal law, the natural law, the knowledge of it that most people do not have. The more that they can control access to that, the more control and enslavement they have over you. Another thing, paying taxes, pure form of slavery. Pure form of slavery, no doubt about it. So all the things that we accept in our society today, all the things that we have grown to think is normal or think that we need, we don't. Now, while I'm on the subject here of natural law, I'm also going to bring in another term, okay, that should be associated with natural law. And first of all, before I bring in that term, I want to say that we don't need rulers, okay? We don't need government. People think we do because we've been brainwashed to think we do. So we have given them the power and authority, okay, that cannot be given to any man or any government run by men. We have done this voluntarily. And so, again, that's why we have the mess that we're in today. We have given them, we have given our power away. Actually, we have given the power of our right under natural law, our rights under natural law, we have given to government entities and rulers. We don't need rulers. We don't need government entities. Why? Because man, according to natural law, is sovereign unto himself. He is a sovereign being, a sovereign entity, okay? He owns his own body. He has the right to, he has the power to have rights under natural law that can't be tampered with by any kind of government authority or another person. So what is it when you don't have a ruler? What is it when you don't have authority? What is it when you are free? Well, this is a term for anarchy, okay? And anarchy is something that people look at and go, "Oh my God, that's chaos." It's people running in the streets, no rules, no laws. Everything out of control. Well, that's not what it is. Chaos, if you want to know what chaos is, it's what we have right now. Okay, it's the total mass confusion, hypnotic trance that we're in right now. And so when people fear chaos because of the word anarchy, it's just the opposite. Anarchy is actually freedom from chaos, and more orderly because it is connected directly, okay, with natural law, okay, people going by natural law instead of the man-made laws, okay, that humankind or governments or the dark powers to be make up, okay, to try to void out or make natural law irrelevant, when really their law is irrelevant and natural law is what is relevant. So again, this is just a short video, okay, to introduce you to the great work. And I'm going to post this on my normal channel that I usually post on. YouTube's kind of cracking down on me with certain rights that I have, natural rights to communicate freely. And they are restricting the monetary thing too. So I can't do super chats, which allow you to donate. So I'll just start another channel, and I am starting another channel, and that channel is called The Great Work. And I will put links to that. I will put a bunch of links down below in the show notes so that you can all not only subscribe to Mark Passio and his channel with his seminars about this very subject, but also so you can subscribe to my new channel, The Great Work. And if you're not a subscriber of this channel, I encourage you to do both. Just subscribe to this channel and to the one called The Great Work. So this is my introduction video to this subject and to this channel, the new channel that I'm forming. And it's just a small encapsulated, let's say, glimpse into what we should all be doing, and that is informing our brothers and sisters and all of mankind about how they have been manipulated and taken over, and how they can at least free themselves on a mental level, okay, by knowing natural law. It's a great freedom to know this stuff, even though society at large and governments at large and religion, which all are controlling and false entities, okay, they all are dark, run by the dark occultists. And so it's important for us to know, okay, what they're doing, so it can free your mind up. It can give you a peace of mind to know that maybe what you thought was right and wrong, and that's just common sense, people. That's what natural law is, common sense, okay? Knowing that, hey, I have certain rights according to God's law or moral law or universal law or whatever you want to call it, that you knew you had all along, that you felt you had. People with a conscience, okay, know what is right and what is wrong, okay? It's just inbred in us. It's inbred in natural law if we're paying attention. So knowing this stuff can greatly free your own minds up, okay? And hopefully someday, if enough people learn about this stuff as an aggregate or a group of people, group of humankind, the aggregate, when enough people know about this stuff, then society will begin to free itself from the enslavement of this great, great beast that has been put into place by these dark entities that are entrenched in every form of government, every form of religion, every form of public schooling. It's rampant, okay? and it's a beast with huge tentacles like an octopus that just embrace everything. Okay, and so we need to get out of this stranglehold, and we need to uh, pay attention. We need to not be ignorant or ignorant and ignore what is there for us to free our minds. So I'll leave it there today. This is Thunder. I'll be talking to you again soon, and so I'll leave it there. Adios, over and out.